everybody. This is Brandon, and welcome to the first edition of the Psalms Project. Man, I am excited about this. This is the beginning of the journey, and I want to just start off by saying thank you for tuning in. And if you haven't already subscribed, then I'm going to encourage you to subscribe because this is going to be a process. It's going to take some time, and it's going to be a fun journey. It's going to be an educational journey. It's going to be an entertaining journey, and it's going to be an encouraging journey. So I think it is definitely worth your while to join me and come alongside me. But today we're going to jump right in, and we're going to talk about Psalm 1, the very first psalm of the 150 that we'll go through in this process. We're starting with number 1 today, and I'm going to take you back. About a year and a half ago when this process started. And God had given me the vision and laid on my heart to begin this process and to start to work on creating these songs based on this incredible book. And Psalm 1 was the very first one that I began to work with. And for those who are not familiar, I'm going to grab my Bible real quick. And I'm going to read for you Psalm 1. It's actually a pretty short psalm. There's only 6 verses or stanzas if you're talking about poetry. Or 6 lines, however you want to do it. But the way it's laid out is basically they put it into 6 separate verses within this first psalm. It's one that's used widely in churches and in many settings. I've heard it read at funerals and weddings and many different reasons, different events. People a lot of times will memorize this verse as children because it is a pretty short one and easy one to get. But this is from the New King James Version. Psalm 1, it says, "Blessed is the man who walks not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor stands in the path of sinners, nor sits in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law he meditates day and night. He shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bring forth its fruit in its season, whose leaf also shall not wither, and whatever he does shall prosper. The ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind drives away. Therefore the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord knows the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish." Okay, Psalm 1. Now when I first read that psalm and began to meditate on it and try to see where God wanted me to take it with the music and the song, really the first verse that stood out to me was actually verse number 2. "But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law he meditates day and night." And I can kind of backtrack. I can remember kind of in my head, I remember those words, "I delight in your law." Okay, so I kind of personalized it and made it my own. And I said, okay, Lord, I want this song to be kind of a declaration. And so I don't want to just talk about the object of, being blessed or someone who's delighting in your law, but I want to delight. So I want to make this song a personal song in the first person, okay? And so that was the first thing that he gave to me was just those words, "I delight in your law, meditate day and night." Okay, God's law, his instructions, his directions, that's what makes up the law, basically. It's his desires for us, his instructions for us in this life to help us get through and do this thing the way he intended it to be done. And that is to be blessed. God wants us to be blessed. And so obviously I want to delight in his law because I want to receive the blessings that God has. And that really ultimately became the chorus of the song. Well, we'll get to that a little bit later. Today I really just want to give you just a quick snippet of how the song began to take shape. And it started with just those words. "I delight in your law, meditate day and night." Meditate day and night. And here's my hope. I think this process will also hopefully stir up some of the creative juices in your body. Maybe you don't want to write songs, but maybe you paint or you draw or you write poetry or you write stories, or maybe you do make music. Whatever you do, I think it's important that we always stay in a creative phase. God has given us one of the most incredible organs ever, and it's our mind, our brains are beyond measure how powerful they are. And one of the most incredible things about our minds is our ability to be creative. God is the creator and we're made in his image. So we also have a creative nature. And we never want to lose that. Keep your mind stimulated, keep your mind turning, and stay in a creative phase. I challenge you to do something creative on a regular basis, but it's going to keep you sharp. It's going to keep you growing. It's going to keep you young. So that's important. I delight in your law. Meditate day and night. And so as I started to kind of come together with the music, okay, and again, I had a little bit of music theory, so I just started to go back and I started to kind of learn scales. And this particular song ultimately, I think, came into this scale of the chord of F sharp. Turn it up just a little bit so you can hear that. F sharp minor. And so the first chord was just that first chord is the F sharp minor chord. When you're writing a song, this is actually pretty cool because it really only takes like maybe a couple chords to start to get it together. You don't have to know how everything is going to work out, but usually it just starts with a phrase, it starts with a chord, it starts with something very simple, and we build out from it. And that's what you're going to see throughout this process. Is it starts really small, but gradually it starts to work itself out. One more thing I meant to tell you before we started is that prayer is important with all of this. No matter what you're doing, I encourage you to always pray before you start it because that invites God to be a part of it. And I promise you, things that you do will be way better when he's involved as opposed to trying to do it all on our own power. So that's definitely something I would encourage you to do before every song, every time, even before every video. I pray because I want God to be a part of this process because I know I can do all things through him, but without him, I can do nothing. Okay, I never want to mistake that I think I can do anything in my own power because I can't. Okay, so F sharp minor. I delight in your laws. Meditate day and night. That's all I had. When the song first came to me, that is all I had. I didn't have any chorus. I didn't have a full verse. I didn't have anything, but that's what was given to me as I read, and I started to meditate on those verses. I delight in your laws. Meditate day and night. So that's where we started, okay? Next video, because I think we're out of time here. Next video, we're going to go through Psalm 1 in a little bit more detail and keep going through. I look forward to seeing you on the next video. And that was my daughter in the background.
I'm going night-night.
You going night-night?
Uh-huh.
Okay, it's nap time, so I got to go put her to bed for her nap, and I'll see you guys soon. Love you guys. God bless.